everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me today. My name is Christine Dorge. I am here to share with you my love for the L'Oreal Professional Blonde Studio portfolio. And specifically today we are going to go over one of my all-time favorite products, Maji Mesh. It is a lightener unlike any other kind I have tried. It leaves the hair feeling so nice and soft, and the lift it gives is just beautiful. A little bit about me. My career started about 10 years ago. I've been working behind the chair the entire time using L'Oreal Professional since cosmetology school. So the first products I learned about, and I stuck with them since then. I am now part of the haircutting education team at my salon, and I'm so excited to be here with you today to share with you some of these amazing products. By a show of hands, who here has ever experienced up to 5 levels of lift in just 15 minutes? Okay. And by a show of hands, who here would believe me if I told you that you could do that with a product that is ammonia free? Would you be excited about that? Okay, well, I'm so excited to share with you. I'm going to demonstrate a little face frame 7-point balayage on my model here, and I'm going to show you how amazing Maji Mesh is, and it's one of my favorite products to use behind the chair there's so many different scenarios that I reach for Maji Mesh. So if no one has any questions, then I will get started on my demonstration. Okay, so I got my tray ready here, and the thing I love about Maji Mesh is it's a 3-part lightening system. So you get this really creamy consistency, and it just has the most amazing conditioning properties to it. Like, the L'Oreal Professional technology is just unparalleled. Like, just when you think it can't get any better, they're just doing constant research, and next thing you know, they come out with a new formula and it's even better. But I feel like Maji Mesh has been pretty consistently amazing over the years, and so I have my product pre-mixed here. It is a 1:1:1 ratio, so it's 1 ounce of the Maji Creme Developer, 1 ounce of the Accelerator Creme, which is in the packet. A little tip for this packet: before you open it, I like to kind of massage it, so that way it does separate in there. It's so like creamy and conditioning, so it's good to massage it a little bit and then go in with it. And then there's also the highlighting cream, which comes in a tube, and you do 1 ounce of this, which is about half a tube. All 3 parts are necessary to get the most beautiful, like, I love, and oh, it smells so good. It smells like roses, and the color is just so gorgeous. Like, I'm constantly on the hunt for a nail color that looks just like Maji Mesh. I haven't found it yet, but if anybody knows of one, please let me know. It's so beautiful. Okay, so I've got that pretty thoroughly mixed. I have my tray set up here with cotton and my planchette and my balayage film. I have my well brush, and I have my paintbrush, and I like to wear one glove when I balayage, like Michael Jackson, I guess. Does anybody have any questions before I get started with the demonstration? What was that, Jessica? Thank you, that was a great question. Jessica asked if every time you use Maji Mesh, if you have to use all 3 parts of it, and the answer is yes. If you don't use all 3 parts, you won't get the same results, and if you don't use, especially the highlighting highlighting cream, you're not gonna have that beautiful consistency and that conditioning property. So thank you for asking that. That was a great question. Okay. So I have my mannequin pre-sectioned already. I just did about an inch width panel along the hairline, just because her hairline isn't very dense, and so I want to make sure that I have enough hair for my piece. And so I'm going to take my first section right here on the right side, and I'm just going to do some single points. So they're going to look like pretty bold, but I think once it's dry and styled, it's actually going to end up being pretty soft, but give a nice brightness around the face, which is pretty much, where everybody wants it to be. So well brush, loading my planchette, do a little more. Make sure everyone can see. So I'm going to get my bead and start in zone 2, work up to zone 1, and work my way down to zone 3. And I'm going to saturate the ends. Picking up another bead. And I like to do a little cotton, especially through that saturated end, so it doesn't get on their skin. And then I will lay a piece of film. I'm going to take my next section here. Loading my planchette. And the recommended processing time is for Maji Mesh is 15 minutes with heat and up to 35 with no heat. Product. I forgot my cotton. I'm going to lay that one up closer to the face so she doesn't get any product on her face. And you can see it's just going to give a nice cascade of warm blonde, beautiful pop of color around her face. So I'll take my next section. Oh, I almost forgot my plastic. Does anybody want to come up here and try to do a piece? Yeah? Okay. Come on up. Get this section. Here you go. And I do have posted behind me my info, so if you want to find me on Instagram or Facebook, it's just Christine Dorge on both. And please, if you try Maji Mesh or this technique that I'm showing you, please, please, please tag me in your posts. I want to see your work. See if you love it as much as I do. This is just a nice little add-on, if you have those clients who are just the same base color, retouch every, 4 or 5 weeks. You can use this technique to give them just a little subtle dimension. And the nice thing about Maji Mesh is sometimes the lift is so beautiful that it's not even necessary really to tone, unless of course you are just wanting to seal down, in which of course we'll reach for our Dia Light to close the cuticle. And it's amazing because you can give your client a whole new hair color using Maji Mesh and a Dia Light glass, and it's all ammonia free. So it's really, really, really nice to the hair, which we love. So I'm gonna tip towards me a little. I'm actually gonna cut this one in half. Section that is. Does anybody else have any questions? Oh, okay. Thank you for asking, Brittany. That is such a great question. Brittany asked if you can use Maji Mesh in foils as well as balayage, and the answer is yes. You can use it in foils, you could do it with a sweet mesh, and it is just, it's beautiful. I use it for all sorts of different techniques, really. It's really amazing if you're doing a color correction, somebody comes with box color. This will help eat through that box color, and it's just, like I said, it's just so creamy and very nice to the hair. Like, it has beeswax in it, so I think that's what gives it just that creamy kind of glidability, but also it's really, really conditioning. And the fact that it's ammonia free is just kind of blows my mind a little bit. I love it so much. Okay, and I'm gonna straighten her out, and then I will do the other side. And I also added on my poster there the L'Oreal, sorry, I lost my comb. The L'Oreal Professional Academy website. They offer some amazing classes. If you are ever interested, the website there, you can go and look at the schedule, and I highly recommend their classes. Over the last 10 years, L'Oreal education has just inspired me and like helped shape my business in so many ways. Every time I go to those classes, I just leave feeling so inspired and excited to get back to my clients and try the new techniques out on them. It's just, that's what education is for, and I love L'Oreal. So big on education, and the way they have it structured is just so impressive to me. So coming on the other side here. Getting a little messy. Just gonna clean up the edge with my brush. I love using, oh, I think I forgot to mention too, Today on my model here, I am using Maji Mesh with 30 volume. But you know, on those like level 7 copper red heads, I love to do like a 20 volume Maji Mesh, either in a foil or balayage, and just give it like a subtle golden honey blonde highlights. And oh, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. One of my favorite scenarios, but it's also so beautiful on brunettes too, just to get that like caramel drizzle, if you will. I always like to associate, you know, hair color with yummy food or drinks, just to give a nice visual. Lay a piece of cotton under. And we are at our last piece. Loading my planchette, grab my balayage brush, picked up a bead, and working up a nice little point there. And I'm gonna grab some cotton and saturate in zone 3. Okay, this is our finished application. And does anybody else have any other questions for me today? No? Okay, well, thank you so much for having me. It's been my pleasure. Like I said, please go on socials and add me, send me all your questions. I'm happy to answer them. And before I go, I saw this quote and I really loved it. And so it says, in order to succeed, we must first believe that we can. I just thought that was a really good quote, and definitely, you know, says a lot, because we usually are the ones getting in our own way with our self-doubt and stuff. So I think it's important to just believe in yourself and go for it. I love L'Oreal products. They give me the technology behind it, and all the research they do gives me a lot of confidence when I use their products, knowing that I'm giving my client the best quality hair color and, you know, treating their hair just so nicely. So thank you so much for everything, and I will share with you the end. I'll post a picture of the final product for you.